Last week, I performed keyboard and backup vocals with a Grateful Dead cover band. But if you had asked me 5 months ago if I ever thought that was going to happen, I would have said no. Because I had not heard a Grateful Dead song until April 28th, 2025. This was the first video I did. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to go through how I discovered the Dead, some highlights of me listening, like my reactions from before. I'm going to react to my old reactions and I didn't know anything about the Dead. And then I'm going to show you guys some clips from my latest performance with the band One Man Gone, a San Francisco Bay Area cover band of the Dead. So, okay. So I've had this reaction channel I've been reacting about a year. And then this specific channel, I moved off my other artist channel around March, I think, April, something like that. And so right when I started listening to, I went to the Fish concert in April after having listened to the music for about 6 months. They came to San Francisco and then I went to the Fish concert and that was April 22nd. And then a few days later, I was like, I should really learn something about the Grateful Dead. I don't know anything about the Grateful Dead and I keep hearing about the Grateful Dead. Plus, they were then announcing the Grateful Dead 60th anniversary thing with the Dead and Company in San Francisco. And I'm like, well, I want to go to that. And once I met the Fish people, they were really into the Dead. So I was like, there must be something to this band, the Grateful Dead, because everyone's talking about it. I always see the stickers. I always see the skeletons and I see the dancing bears. Like there must be something to this band because it's very prominent, yet I had never heard a single song. So the way I went about my journey, it was really trifold. So I had the reaction videos where I just listened to reactions. I then decided to do an interview series where I interviewed Deadheads who were like boomers and older Gen X people and even millennials and even a Gen Z who are all Deadheads. And I wanted to get their perspective on the band and how they fell in love with the band and for the older ones about like what it was like to be on the tour in the 70s and the 80s. So that just gave me like a lot of insight. And the third part was then I started to learn the music of the Dead. I decided to start reacting to the music by sight reading the music. Sight reading, listening, playing, improving. And then that led to preparing all my chord sheets for my performance with One Man Gone. And so therefore I really had to get to know the music of the Dead. So I'm going to go through high level, like a lot of those things and just talk about, for me, when the turning point was from when I was like not sold on the Dead to when I was sold on the Dead, because I know exactly when it was because I can tell you the order of my videos. Okay, so the very first video I saw was The Touch of Grey, and of course, Deadheads were like, of course, she chose the one song that ruined the scene for everybody. Confession to make. It's that I have never heard the Grateful Dead. Which good song, just don't. I think I had to cut the song. I don't know why. It just wasn't really I had to cut the song because it's not that they're just waiting for the singer to the song. Now they have a harmonica. How do you call that? A harmonicist? What they did. So yeah, I was doing research. I was, what did I think about it? An interesting sonal shift at a certain point. Like it either was like a new chord progression. That was the key change in the bridge, which happens. Okay, so Touch of Grey, I was like, okay, it sounds like a song. What's the big deal? Like, it sounded like an 80s song. I was like, cool, whatever. When I heard this Help Slip Franklin is still not my favorite thing, and I wasn't sold on this recording, and by the way, now I see it's Hampton Coliseum. I just went to the Hampton Coliseum. So, like, everything's coming full circle right now. I'm like, oh my God, Hampton. I just went there to see Fish in September. Who would have thought back in April that would be my life? I wrote, I'm sure it was great. First half of this just isn't my cup of tea, but I also just don't relate to Roll Away the Dew. It just doesn't do anything for me. And guess what? Last Thursday I sang Roll Away the Dew and I liked it. Roll away the dew. But at the time I was like, why are they going on about it? Okay, then when I first heard Terrapin Station, I was like, ooh, this is kind of deep. I did end up starting to like Terrapin Station.
I really want to. I got kind of annoyed because it was the same melody. This is like poetry. It's like, I'm gonna write a poem, you know. One, two, three.
But I liked it. I really liked that part interpretation. Now, soon comes the part where I really started liking the Dead, because there's two things that happened. One, it was the I Know You writer, Sunny Cat Sunflower writer, but mainly when they got to writer, that song changed my life. And then the next one I liked, I did not like Estimated Prophet, but now I like it. It's just really complicated since 7. Dark Star was just a trip. I had to listen to it. Eyes of the World, I was like, Ripple, beautiful folk song, whatever. A live Terrapin Station, but the real changing for me was when I got to, I liked the US Blues. I loved St. Stephen, by the way. It was when I finally listened to Europe 72, and I listened to Cumberland Blues, and then I listened to Jack Straw and the I Know You writer from China Cat Sunflower. That's when I became a Deadhead, okay? That's when I got on the bus. It took all those videos for me to get on the bus, and those were the ones where I was packing my suitcase. So let's go back to the moment where I first heard China Cat Sunflower. This has been the most requested Grateful Dead thing that people told me that I'm going to like. So let's... Gonna miss your baby from rolling in your having just sung that song last night, I can tell you there's nothing more powerful than when you strike that chord after the chord of that chord, it strikes your soul. And I just played that Thursday night. I still cry, I mean, when I think about it, because that was the first thing that was the beginning of it, okay? Now, looking back, when I listen to Estimated Prophet now, I'm like, all right, don't worry about your babe. I'm like, I like it. But at the time, I was like, what am I listening to? Dark Star was so out there. Eyes of the World, we sing it now. I like it. Wake up and find out that you are the eyes of the morning, whatever it was. The heart has its seasons. Then this is where I started playing the music.
Reach out your hand.
By the way, no, I would not sing it like that now. My point is, once I started playing and singing the music, I got a lot more connected to the music, and I really started liking it a lot more. I had to really like feel the music. I had to do the music. I had to make the music. I couldn't just like watch a YouTube video and be like, cool. I wanted to be in the music. I wanted to participate in the music, if that makes sense. And that's what I did. So once I started playing the songs, I could actually like hear Robert Hunter's lyrics, and I could hear Jerry's inspiration. I know it sounds crazy, but like that was crazy. Also, I really loved his After Midnight Eleanor Rigby. It was a side quest, the Jerry Garcia band. It was a side quest, but I was like, oh, that's really good. Love Jerry. He's great. The Spanish guitar, Jai Lai, great, whatever. Then Eyes of the World. US Blues. By the way, I want my band to do US Blues. They play it sometimes. I would love to learn it. So that's the one I need to do. Okay, St. Stephen with the truckin'. I did not really like it, but now we do Going Down the Road and Feeling Bad. Did we do Going Down the Road? No, we do whatever. There's a lot of abbreviations in Grateful Dead songs. We do Mississippi Half of Toodaloo. We do West LA Hideaway, that one. All right, this was the video where I was like, oh,
Hello, everybody.
So good. By the way, I like blow dried my hair on this, and people like got crazy upset. But by the way, I could hear I had AirPods in. But I liked it.
Okay, pause my blow dryer. Wow, initial reaction, I actually thought that was pretty good. My favorite parts were there were some interesting sections. Like it wasn't just a simple like chorus verse. Obviously, there was like all these.
I know what I'm talking about. I like the harmony of I can't wait much longer, Melinda. But I really like the I gotta get down, gotta get down to you. So I really liked that one. Okay. I didn't like He's Gone. Okay, then
Hello.
This was my packing episode. One More Saturday Night. This is when I heard Jack Straw and my whole life changed. I was packing for my second fish weekend in Austin.
It's really interesting. I really get why people have modern day, well, as of the 70s.
Anyway, I loved it. It sounded like a folk song. And then, of course, the China Cat Rider, I just went crazy for. So in the midst of all this, I had my first interview. I interviewed first Jeff.
There's one other song from my buddy's tape that I recognize, but otherwise it was all like...
Anyway, Jeff's the best. I met him in person. He went to the Chicago Fish Show with me one of the 3 nights. It was great. We are like good friends now. I learned so much about his whole journey. If you're ever interested, watch all these interviews. They're very fascinating. You know, deadheads of all ages. And I have more deadheads. I actually have a female deadhead I'm interviewing soon, which will be excited because I only interviewed men. So I'm excited about that. Okay, then I started learning the songs. Okay, because remember how I did Ripple, right? So then I learned... Hi, everybody. Today I'm going to try something different. I like that. Me. Does that again. Flat goes to A. There's just one thing for me. Okay, I'm going to show you guys something crazy. I think right around here I sing Sugary. Let me sing lead on Sugary. Can you believe it? I've never made one piano. So there I am, October 16th, 2025. Had never heard a Dead song, April 28th, 2025. Whoa, how did that happen? It's because I put in the work. I didn't just listen to a few songs. I literally interviewed all these Deadheads. They were like hours, 2-hour conversations, okay? Then I basically learned to play all these, like, ship of fools on a cool sea. Ship of fools, sail away from me, sail away from me. And then I learned, then I went to the Dead and Company thing. I know you writer. Oh, the Dick's Pick one, that was really good. Gonna miss me when I'm gone, gone, gone. I liked that. Then I went to the One Man Gone. I reviewed them. Then later they were like, oh, you should come play with us. Oh, the music never stop. Now my band is working on that. Well, they invite me to be with them sometimes. It's still not my band. They invite me as a guest, but they let me join them. So I would love to do The Music Never Stop with them. Okay. Then I had to start learning all the harmonies. So I have the potential set list for my first Berlin Mine. They're after. Take a shift at the mine. Gotta get down to the Cumberland Mine. That's where I mainly spend my time. Make good money, $5 a day. Live or move away. Okay, now I'm going to show you the finished product of Cumberland Blues. Okay? Because this is the fun part, to show you where I came from to where I was. I think it's around here. Cumberland mine. Again, who would have thought that was going to be what happened in my life, you know? I hadn't even heard these songs, see? I learned Birdsong, blah, blah, blah. Like, I learned all these songs. But again, my favorite thing, I learned that I Know You Writer.
Playing in the band.
It's how I prepared my sheets. I literally meticulously had to like coordinate the chords with each of the lines and then figure out when the harmony was. And how to play the keys. I was listening to the Keys Elevated on the Playing with the Band dead.net app. It's free. And you can just turn up the keyboard and turn down the guitars. Last night, Lord, I could not take my rest. Lay down last night, Lord, I could not take my rest. My mind was wandering like a wild geese in the west. Okay, so that was me prepping for the show. And then, let's see, where's Ryder? Oh, I do like Mississippi Toodaloo. That's one of my favorite ones to get to do the piano with. I want to show you guys that one. Get yourself a private job. It's feel down, so mine. Cause my room in transit bay. Pile of smoking leather. It reaches to my feet. Pray for better weather. I've stepped Mississippi up. Grandio. Okay, Jack Straw, the song that changed everything for me. Singing this song is like peace. That has the most beautiful harmonies. This one, and I Know You're Writer, has the most beautiful harmonies. So they're my favorite. I mean, I also like the Uptown Mississippi. I like Bertha now too. Bertha, don't you come around here. Because I get to do this really fun, like rocky blues piano, and it's kind of fun. Okay, so just listen to Jack Straw. The song that changed it all. That got me on the bus.
Share what we got in yours, 'cause we don't share all of mine. Home road, just a mile to go. On the wind, my own body, I'm moving much too slow.
My favorite line. Catch the Detroit Lightning out of May. I just think that's amazing. And I love that our name comes from that song, One Man Gone, Another to Go. That's it. And to think that the first time I heard that, I was just like packing my bag in my room.
Sun so hot, the clouds so low.
I was into it. The point is, there's nothing like doing it live. It's like such a different feeling. I was on such a high after the concert. I was like, I couldn't sleep. I came home and I was just like, post-show adrenaline. It's like I just didn't know this was gonna happen, guys. You have to understand. Like, watch my whole story. If you go through all my Grateful Dead videos, it's hard to believe that this even happened. Like, I can't even believe it. And 46 Grateful Dead videos. 46 since April 28th. Okay. So I had May, June, July, August, September. I joined them for that gig in September last weekend. It was like a part gig. So 5 months in, and that was like my trial run, whatever. And then we did the club just now, October 16th. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. They're so good, by the way. They're so good. Like, I love hearing them play. So it's fun. And then I think I would love to do some other things. Once we practice Estimated Profit, we're still working on The Music Never Stop because I really want to do my Donna Soto. There's a band out on the highway. They're high stepping into town. It's a rainbow full of song. It's calliopes and clowns. And everybody's dancing, which now I like. Come on, baby. And I liked Shakedown Street. By the way, you can watch our concert. It's on our One Man Gone YouTube channel. And you can know we do like something shaking on Shakedown Street. Let me find the set list somewhere. I have the set list. I can tell you what we did. Tell your man ain't got no heart. You're just gonna poke around. Well, 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 you can never tell. I gotta find my set list. It was really, really good. Maybe the cloud is from your eyes. Maybe the cloud is from your eyes. Whatever it is. You always had such bright eyes. Woo! Something shaking on Shakedown Street. It used to be the heart of town. Tell your man ain't got no heart. I just want to poke around and have to find it. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. Guess my iPad died. Everything is just drama right now. Anyway, the point is, the music never stopped. Now my light went out. The music never stopped. And, you know, I guess don't judge a book by its cover. It's my first thing. Give things a try. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like the Dead. It's hippie music or something. And then I was just open-minded. I let the music take me organically. I interviewed people who knew what they were talking about. That's very important. I didn't just come in here being like, I know the Dead, blah, blah, blah. I learned never call Dead and Company the Grateful Dead. I learned that, and I respect that, man. I respect it. So, and I'm going to see Joe Russo, Almost Dead, this Friday. And I just love seeing all the Dead cover bands that exist and like hearing what they can do. And I want to get better. Look, I don't know what I'm doing, okay? I'm going to be the first person to admit that. I've just heard a few recordings. I don't have like the right synths. I don't have the right organs. I don't know how to play all the keys for all these. I don't know all the good solos by Brent and stuff like that. I have a lot to learn. Like, I am just beginning. Like, this is just like the very beginning. By the way, I have these like Grateful Dead playing cards. My kids stopped by a card shop and they're like, Mom, we saw these cards, and since you like the Grateful Dead, we thought you'd like them. Sorry, the light's so blaringly bright over there. But see, it's like a skull on the king. They're like, we thought you'd like that, Mom. I'm like, that's so sweet. They don't even know anything about the Dead. So then I played them. They just knew I was in a Dead show. They didn't even go to my shows because it was like a 21 plus venue. And they're really busy. They didn't even go to my park show because they had like rehearsal. So then I played them Terrapin Station and was like, this is one of their songs. You should probably know it. So anyway, now I get to teach my children about the Dead, all because you guys gave me a chance to get on the bus, even though I was middle-aged, whatever you guys want to call me. So you let me get on the bus, and I appreciate that because I was just out of this world before, and now here I am in I got to play on stage, and what an amazing opportunity. And I hope I get more opportunities to do that. And I have more music to learn. I haven't even finished the whole book yet of songs. Apparently, I need to listen to the American Beauty album because that's a bunch of the songs I'm missing from my repertoire. When I go through the song list, they're like, oh, listen to American Beauty. Most of the songs you don't know are on that. It's like, okay, I got to listen to American Beauty. So my journey is just beginning, is my point. So, but again, this would have not happened if I had not started my YouTube channel. And the way that I got so many videos done is that back in pretty much around the time I started this, April 28th, I was like, I'm going to monetize this channel. I was like, I'm going to work really hard and I'm going to do at least one video a day until I monetize this channel. I just had to get to like a certain amount of subscribers and I had to get to a certain amount of watch hours. And I was like, I'm going to monetize this channel. I worked so hard. Every single day I recorded long videos, and like my Beatles videos, those were like full album videos, but I was like, I have to do the Beatles. I love the Beatles. People will see that I love the Beatles. They're going to love my Beatles sing-alongs. I was like, some people hate them, but whatever. Some people will love my Beatles sing-alongs. And I was like, every day I'm going to record. I recorded them from Japan as well. I was in Japan. Every day I did a video. I did not rest. I at least did a video every day, or some days I filmed multiple videos so that I could do like, a bunch in advance. So I filmed a bunch in advance of going to Japan. I filmed while I was in Japan. And no matter what, I released a video every single day since about May 1st. I've had a video come out every single day. And now it's October 20th. And I'm still keeping up with that. So that's how I did it. I did it from hard work and grit. And then instead of just listening to the Dead and going to the Dead and Company concert, I decided to live the Dead by playing the music, because the music never stopped. And now I can be part of this. And I'm glad that I got to see Bob Weir and Mickey Hart at the Dead and Company. I really am glad, okay? Because they're old, and I'm glad I went because I got to see them perform. Because again, I didn't get to see Jerry. I didn't get to see Phil. I didn't get to see any of these other keyboardists, right? So I didn't get to see any of those guys. So I am so glad that I went, and it was such a great 3 days and such positive energy. And overall, the Dead community has been so much kinder to me than the Fish community. The Fish community, I'd say 90% of people are lovely. And by the way, everybody I've met at shows in person has been very kind to me and very nice. Online, there's a culture of that was left over from these forums, like Fantasy Tour was like a Fish forum, and it was all about like toxicity and like trolling each other and stuff like that. So there's a remnant of that still exists in Facebook. And so I was greeted with a ton of gatekeepers, people who didn't think I was genuine, people who didn't think that that they thought I was all making up my love of Fish. Like, who would pretend to like Fish? Like, some of their songs are the dumbest songs in the world, but I like them. We've got it simple because we've got a band. They're like, you're faking liking Fish. I'm like, trust me, no one would fake liking Fish, okay? Like, most of the songs are like for the average person, and the songs that I like are songs that most people would not like. So, however, there's been 90% of the people have been lovely. But what I've noticed with the Deadheads, that as long as I respect the elders and as long as I don't call Dead and Company the Grateful Dead, they're very accepting. So I'm very thankful to all of you Deadheads who let me on the bus. And there's nothing like playing the music. It's like you like feel the energy like radiating out. And like, I think that's what Jerry and Robert Hunter were able to do. Also, of course, Bob Weir has many beautiful songs, and there were other composers of the Grateful Dead as well. So I'm not saying it's only exclusive to Jerry, but there is something just so magical about being on that stage and doing that music with the other people, and that we're doing improvisational. By the way, I do not play off of sheet music. I just want to show you guys what my tab looks like. Okay? So my tab looks like this. That's all I have. I just have words and I have chords, okay? And then I bolded things that I sing harmony on, okay? Since I'm not the lead singer, I just bold when it's my harmonies. That's all I have, okay? I don't have notes. I don't have sheet music. It's not all written. I was just making it up as I go. So all I have is the chord, and then I'm figuring out what to do on top of that. So, and then I had to listen, like, is this an organ song or is this a piano song, et cetera, et cetera? Is this a synth song? So I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to figure out for like improvs and solos and stuff like that. But this is just the beginning. So thank you so much for being on this journey. And I really appreciate all the support. And I really appreciate all the requests because it was because of you guys. You were the ones that curated my dead listening list, by the way. This whole playlist came out of your requests that on this spreadsheet, okay? You can literally see it. You can see all the Grateful Dead songs on here. Jerry Garcia Band, After Midnight, Help on the Way, Help Slipknot Franklin, Help Cyclone Franklin, China Cat Sunflower, I Know You Rider, Spanish Guitar, like Terrapin Station, like all of this came from US Blues, Not Fade Away, Trucking. All of this came from you guys. You guided my experience. Jeff wrote me the really nice email explaining the early Dead, and that's how I listened to the 1968 things and like the St. Stephen. I did hear Woodstock, which was, you know, Pigpen. It was good to hear Pigpen just to know where they all came from back in the past, right? But it was crazy. Like, it was absolutely crazy that this whole thing happened, and it wouldn't have happened without my YouTube channel. I just want you to know. It's because of you guys. I'm looking right at the camera right now. I don't always like to do that, but it was all because of this YouTube channel. If this YouTube channel had not happened, and if you guys hadn't been mostly welcoming about the Dead, I would have never been where I am today. And I just wanted to say thank you. And then for everyone else that says, social media, why are you doing this? You're faking it, or this is weird content. Why are you posting about jam bands? Blah, 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 blah. Well, because I posted about jam bands, I got to play with one. So sometimes you have to put yourself out of your comfort zone and you have to try something new that you don't know anything about, and you have to learn, and you have to be willing to read, study, talk to people, learn a whole culture, learn an entire catalog of music, and that's what you have to do. So I did it. So here I am today. So this is just the beginning. There's even more things I never heard. Ship of Fools, Mars Hotel, Unbreaking Chains studio version, Standing on the Moon, Another Terrapin Station, Eyes of the World, Birdsong, Veneta, Oregon, Mississippi Half Step, Up Down Toodaloo. I want to hear that. I play it now. You know, like there's still Grateful Dead things. Wharf Rat, Break Out of Dark Star into Wharf Rat. I still need to hear all these. Okay, so I'm still on my journey. I just have I've been focusing on learning how to play the music, and that's why I stopped listening to some old stuff, but I really do want to because I want to know everything. So thank you so much, and I really appreciate it. And if you want, you can listen to our whole show. And if you want to give me any suggestions, or if you know any good like keyboard teachers for the Grateful Dead specifically, please introduce me, because I am willing to pay for lessons from the best. I will pay premium. I believe I'm a teacher myself, right? And people pay me premium because I'm very good at teaching voice lessons. So I will pay premium to work with the best keyboard teachers to learn the Dead properly so that I can do it justice and teach it to the next generation. So thank you, and bye.